some people who, at least to me, until recently, were considered new or who became more active, have slowly been creeping upward in the ranks, just because, again, they're kind of dominating a lot of the newer people. But they are pretty competitive with each other. As far as people I specifically root for, though, I am a pretty big Roos stan. I think he has a good attitude towards the game, and he's definitely steadily progressed. I am also a Conti stan for. Um, I think I met him either in season 2 or towards the end of season 1. I've been a Conti stan for a while. Also probably G-Meister a bit. We don't know each other super well, but I am invested in their progress. And then I guess as far as someone who's a bit older, probably Bodyguard too. He's pretty neat. This time we implemented it, I actually went out of my way to invite some older players, and a few did.
Mm.
I think Whiteout went to one thing, and I know Zeta went to one thing, and Gabba didn't enter, but he hung out. Um, and then I'm trying to think of anyone else who also went, but I was interested in seeing if I could get older people in, because that's kind of an issue. I guess that we haven't talked about is that kind of like some of the older players who have taken a break kind of don't want to start playing again, in part because everyone is really really hungry to prove themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
so beating like someone who's out of practice who was formerly PR is like obviously a major serotonin boost if you're struggling to, or not even struggling, just you're scraping and trying to get into PR yourself. You're like, oh well, I can beat this person who's previously PR, that means I'm doing better. But that also is something that is kind of annoying to deal with, honestly, where it's like, okay, well, I can't even like get back into shape at this game without people kind of losing their minds over trying to prove that they're improving.
That's extremely true. Sorry to interrupt there, but uh, I live with Riley, and she had that's like literally the exact same reasoning that she uses for why she didn't come earlier during like when Elo mattered, right? I think she went to two tournaments just because I asked her to, uh, but she just didn't want to come because to have to play against not only DLC two, but people will like camp the ever living hell out of you just to get a win while you are either practicing with friends who aren't even trying to prove anything, they're just having fun. Or like you're in the training lab, you're not really prepared to deal with people who are like starving to get a win. But that's very true. Who else did I talk to about that? I think it was Whiteout. I think I brought it up to Whiteout. Uh, I don't think it was. I'm trying to remember who it was, but it was definitely an old head who was kind of complaining about if they lose, it's this big deal of like, I basically am PR level because I beat you because you used to be PR, and it's
Yeah.
like nobody wants to deal with that because they don't want to be emotionally invested into Smash like that. They just want to go there and play and enter and have fun. But it's hard to have fun when you know if you lose, you're gonna go on Twitter and you're gonna get an at of like, I beat this person. I'm so great.
Yeah, I think I honestly I don't know if this is a generational difference or not, but it is kind of an issue. I think a theme in a lot of the newer players, and it might honestly just be the age difference showing, is that they honestly are like so hungry for like being PR or wanting to be like well regarded within the community through their gameplay. Well, actually, not even their gameplay, just by winning. Um, is that they kind of just like lose their minds over like just kind of minor stuff. Like, this isn't necessarily like mean to do, but whenever like a PR player loses to someone who's non-PR, like clockwork, someone in the Discord will be like, "Yo, X beat Y play like Y PR player," and they don't understand that that's like kind of like annoying,
Yeah, and
honestly.
that's really fucking ignorant too, because it's like nobody wants to deal with that after they lost, and that's like the last thing they want is they want to go to the Discord and they just want to enjoy whatever's going on.
Yeah, and it's also a lot of times it's even in situations where it's like actually I talked to Gallon about this. He like played Bayonetta, who he like very visibly does not main. That is not either of the characters he mained during like the end of a season, and someone just lost their mind and popped off on him because he was PR at the time and they just were having the best time of their life because they got a PR win.
Oh my
And
god.
it just that's very I don't I really want to impress on people that really alienates other players really bad, like
Yeah.
because what it does is it makes it so that for one, people are like, damn, I can't even like have fun playing this game because someone is just gonna start like
Like
twerking
they're
and doing
ready.
backflips
uh
because I just decided not to try super hard for once. And it makes it so that there's just like a lot of pressure not to lose, so you don't have to deal with people being rude to you. And I know people will think in their head, well, it's not being rude, I'm just happy about, my victory, but it's like, it's
but
the
like
way you're showing it.
yeah, cuz like you said people will like twerk like right in front of your face as you just beat them. I actually had this, right? So uh it hurt my feelings really bad. So it was on Otaku, and this is what the time where I'm like, I'm going to destroy my hands, and I'm going to do the best I can because I'm tired of getting worried about my feelings getting hurt. And I had two laggy like monitors and like a switch adapter, and I got popped off on someone who I usually beat, and I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll just get it in losers. And then when I lost in losers, not only did I get popped off once, but after they finished popping off, they like went to shake my hand, and then like did a psych moment, hit the table with their fist, and then popped off harder. And I'm like,
Oh no.
I if it was not for a retail experience, I would have been like I was smiling. I was smiling like, haha, you did a great job, right? As I'm like ready to go home, and I have to wait for Rally to finish. But like they were so ignorant because after they finished popping off twice on me, they're like, "Wow, you did really good. You're a really good player." And I'm like, I, it's actually just really. I don't think they were trying to be mean, and no one really is. It's just
It's just kind of inconsiderate.
yeah, I don't know.
And a little immature. Like it would be different if like I don't know how to explain it because like almost every time that stuff like that happens, it's like it's not even like for good gameplay. It's like this person SD'd blatantly,
Yeah,
and then you're like, yes, I got that
yeah,
win. It's like that's new unknown person, and it's like if they just kind of were like, well, maybe I just don't know what's going on because I've only been here for like a few
yeah.
months. They would know that like, oh, this person was like number one in their region for like multiple years,
Yeah, that
or this is like
happens.
quite literally one of like the top like 10 representatives of this character in the like on the planet.
Yeah, that happens a lot with like not only when people go out of city for the first time,
Hmm.
but like old heads, right? Like when Raleigh comes back and people lost to her, they're like, I just got cheesed by Pitt. Like that's not a good player, even though she was like the last one out of everybody in Ultimate to be like the last old head to leave, basically. Uh,
Yeah.
Same with like Rays is a really good example. When Rays came
Oh
back,
yeah, because when he took a break, yeah, and he came back.
he was getting going 0-2, and then like he there was one tournament actually, and he told me, Animus, I'm tired of losing. And then like next week he comes in and he's making like top 8 at Otaku. He's beating Toast. He beats Skinny, and like before that he told me like I can never beat Skinny. I don't think I can beat Skinny with Terry. I don't think I can beat Skinny with Little Mac. I just can't do it. And then he does it after he told me that like I'm tired of losing, and people were mad. They were like, how the fuck can this random Terry player who's never been good ever in their life that I've noticed get so good? And I have to explain to these people like Raze is so much better than you, and
Yeah, like literally, he is probably
like
one of the like consistent. Like he's just he's good at this game.
he is, and like we're both ready to pop off and like see how like fucking smart he is.
Something I used to say is, "Oh my god, I really hate when these people like like someone does some shit that gets popular on YouTube because I have to sit back and watch like these people fish for the same
Oh
like
yeah,
setup over
literally.
and over again, and then like just have their eyes like shoot out of their body when they finally get it because they found out like this really wacky conversion."
Yeah, and it's like it's not even that great. It's just technically more optimal, but like the time they put into that, if they just practice neutral or like get better at their current combos that they're not always getting, like that kind of stuff reminds me of like League. For all the League players out there, there will be like a flavor of the month or flavor of the week character. There's like a video of like J4 top assassin is actually secretly broken, and then people will spam that game. I'm gonna cut that off. I'm gonna go to Rise, right? Where it's like, if you steal your jungler's camps, you can carry the game. And that happened for a month, and that was awful. Like, people will find things on YouTube and then just, like, absorb it and then try to replicate it and then post it on their Twitter or YouTube.
Yeah, it's actually the gamer version of clickbait because like it's wholly premised on the idea that if you do this weird obscure thing you didn't think about before, you will just start winning. And
Yeah, that's
it's
such a
like
good way to put
basically
it.
like this is your chance to basically make $1 million for doing nothing, or this is learn one easy trick to become a millionaire. Basically,
That's
it's
so
just it
true.
is literally just gamer clickbait.